Welcome to aasai+rasai. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an easy Malay pickle. Of course, this is also how it's generally done, but the difference is that this pickle needs to be served within a day or two at most. And if you're planning on preserving this, there are certain steps that you need to follow. It's more detailed, and I'm not going to do that today, but I will show you the basics. And these are the ingredients. There are some ingredients that can be substituted and some that cannot be. So dates are one of them that cannot be substituted because the sweetness of this dish comes from the dates, and we're going to be making a rich sauce with it. I've also rinsed them and I have peeled some garlic there. If you want, you could also use the powdered garlic. And these veggies have been cut up into chunks or small bite-sized cubes. The capsicum, this is something that we struggle with here in North America. It's called banana peppers, and if you don't have banana peppers, you could use Anaheim or Poblano or Cubanelle. And I've thrown in some sweet mini peppers just because I have them. The onion has been cut into chunks, but you could use whole pearl onions if you want. And I've cut the carrots also into bite-sized cubes and thrown in some green chilies, which are all authentic to the Malay pickle recipe, but of course the sweet peppers are not. That's something that I just added. So in this bowl are some ginger powder, ground yellow mustard, salt and paprika. Now this is just a guide, so at this point I have not measured the ingredients, and the final measurements and quantities I have put up on the ingredients list in this video. So if you want to use fresh ginger, you'll be needing about 1/2 inch piece. Instead of paprika, you could also use some chili powder if you want the heat as well, because this is pretty mild the way I'm making it, and I get enough heat from the green chilies. But if your palate is used to spicier food, then definitely go ahead and add the chili powder instead of the paprika. Now let's make the date paste that's going to become like the sauce, and this is the vinegar. Mix it all up except the vegetables and run it in a blender. I'm using a food chopper and that works as well, but it'll be a little bit chunky. If you want a completely smooth paste, then use a full-size blender, and mine is just too big, so I use the chopper. And you could stop midway taste, add some sugar and more vinegar to balance the taste, and then you can continue to blend until it becomes a very thick paste. This is the consistency you want to achieve. It's going to be thick at this point, but once you add the vegetables, the moisture from the veggies are gonna kind of thin down the sauce a little bit, but it's going to be still thick enough that it clings to every piece of vegetable. So it's very important that you don't make this or store this pickle in a metal pan or a bowl, because the vinegar or any acid for that matter reacts with the metal and it will make your food taste metallic. So just warm it up like this. If you want, you could add a little bit of vinegar and sugar at this point. To my taste, I think I needed a little more sugar. The dates were not that sweet enough. So you can just fine tune it like that. And if you want a lighter sauce, like I was saying earlier, reduce the quantity of dates to about 8 or 10 dates for this quantity of vegetables. And traditionally, of course, coconut vinegar is what we use in Sri Lanka, but right now I'm just using distilled vinegar. So any kind of vinegar is okay except the balsamic vinegar. And this, once you add the vegetables, just heat it up for about a minute or two at most, because a clay pot like this is going to retain some of that heat, and you don't want these vegetables to be overcooked and turning soggy or dull in color. So now this is enough. I'm just going to set this aside. I'm not even going to cover the pan, because covering this pot is going to steam the vegetables and cook it through, and I don't want that. So just leave it uncovered. And there you have it. The aroma is beautiful, very pickly. Serve this when it has completely cooled. And if you're planning on making this ahead of time, remember that the vinegar breaks down the onions. So I would suggest using whole pearl onions and don't slice them. This is one of those rare, vibrant dishes that could tie together any meal, whether it's your everyday rice and curry meal or your festive menu. All my recipes are on the aasai+rasai Facebook page as well. And stay subscribed so whenever I upload a new video, you will get an alert. Thanks for watching.